it is a collective response of government that is working to ensure that there's a proper system that is in place and a website that has been established.
Lastly, I'm not sure if the data would be available to you yet, but are you aware of how much has been donated through that supportjamaica.gov link?
I can't say at this time. I'm not in a position to say, but I'm sure that based on the messages that I've seen and the many interviews that have been undertaken, that there are many Jamaicans right across the diaspora and our friendly countries that have already started, and the engagement, I know, have commenced in terms of relief supplies. And we have local persons here in Jamaica who have already started to indicate their commitment to join in the restoration and to provide relief supplies.
Andrea Chisholm from TVJ. Minister, you mentioned a school that did not want to be used as a shelter. Could you name the school, please? That's one. And secondly, schools, right? Thank you for that. And secondly, could you tell us what process will be in place to ensure that schools that suffer any sort of damage as a result of being operated as a shelter is restored so that the students can get back a comfortable environment to learn?
Well, I can give you the commitment that if a school experience damage because it was used as a shelter, the requisite resources will be found to ensure that the repairs are undertaken, because one of the commitments is that you return the school in the condition that you get the school to operate as a shelter. One of the schools I know that is involved is the Veer Technical High School, and there are a number of other schools, but the name that came was Veer Technical is one such school. And I also must tell you that a number of schools, St. Elizabeth Tech, which is used as a shelter, has been damaged severely by the passage of the hurricane. We have a damage to, as I said before, the St. James Municipal Building has been damaged. The Hanover Municipal Building has been damaged in Hanover. And there are several other facilities that have been damaged. But the schools, I am giving that commitment that whatever is done, the schools will be ready to be reopened once we can identify that that was caused because of persons who use the facility during the period.
Tyler Whelan, Jamaica Information Service. Minister, we have been seeing some instances of the circulation of fake news, misinformation. I'm kindly asking for an appeal to the public to be very careful about the news sources and what they're sharing, because especially international media may not be able to tell the difference. And we've seen some publishings that are just incorrect.
You know, I've been talking about the misinformation for more than 5 days now. Almost, I think today is the only day I didn't speak about the misinformation. It is real, and it can affect the reputation of the country, and it can also divert persons who are willing to give. They might be giving to account. And I believe that persons who are giving assistance to the government must use the official support Jamaica.gov.jm, support Jamaica.gov.jm. There is no other website that has been established for funds or any kind of support. And I want to urge those who are sitting in their little corners and trying to deprive the country of the full benefit of those who are willing to give, to put aside their greed and consider the plight of the thousands of Jamaicans tonight who don't have a roof over their head, who don't know where they're going to get the next meal to eat, to have some conscience and remember that a lot of women are out there suffering, mothers, they are fathers too. So I want to echo your appeal by asking persons to stick to the official organization, which is the ODPEM, our website, the Office of the Prime Minister, the Ministry of Local Government. No other entity is authorized to collect donations, whether cash or kind, on behalf of the government of Jamaica.
Zara Burton again. My questions are for Mr. Thompson, please. I would want you, if you can, to give us, in addition to the Mountainside Rescue, if you could tell us how ODPEM has deployed resources, whether it's JDF, JCF, what kind of reports were you getting through the storm, even if you weren't able to help? What kind of reports were you getting through the storm? How were you able to help in other situations?
So information has been coming into the command center. When they come in the height of the storm, sometimes there is very little that we can do in terms of search and rescue. You've heard Minister echo that on many occasions in terms of persons moving early where they can, because it is very difficult for our emergency first responders to get to persons in the height of the storm, like some of the incident that we have received. But there was one incident night before last night that we got the information coming in. We sent out a team to assist to move an elderly couple to the shelter. We got information where the fire brigade was doing search and rescue in Mandeville as well. Minister spoke to another one where a firefighter got caught up as well. So once those information comes into the center, we are best as possible where we can do those swift water, quick search and rescue. We get them done. There is that communication channel. Once we get that information, all those are actioned. But there are times when it has to be a hold because you just can't put person out there. Helicopters can't fly in this kind of weather. Coast Guard can't sail in this kind of weather. So we just have to accept that that's how it goes. And then once there is clearance and we have to go, we go and we do our rescue operation.
Well, no, I was thinking, okay, I overheard here in ODPEM a person who was taking a report. Sorry to eavesdrop, but I did overhear an ODPEM staffer saying things like, overhearing that one person had lost a roof and needed assistance getting out and stuff like that. So I'm just trying to understand if you could give walk through the kind of reports.
So what I'm saying, once the reports will come in, we log those reports. If it's a situation where it can be actioned, it is always actioned. So if it's a situation where you can't go at that time, then you have to go when there's a clearance for you to be able to go. Oh, I'm taking
it. Let me thank everybody, but let me just say in closing that this government has been proactive in our planning. We have put the necessary things in place so that we are able to respond when the opportunity presents itself. I want to again commend the team that has been here for the last 3 days, 3 nights, sitting in the command center, gathering the data, getting the information. This is one of the worst experiences that we have ever encountered. We can go back to Hurricane Charlie in 1951. We can go to Hurricane Gilbert in 1980-89. We have had other hurricanes. Beryl last year, we've learned from the lessons of Beryl based on the committee that was established by the Prime Minister to review our performance in Beryl. And we learn from Beryl and we use some of what we learn and we have instituted it this time around. And I want to say to the team, despite the challenges, I think we have done well. The next round is going to be more difficult than preparing for Melissa. Thank you all.
Be safe. Together, we are stronger. During this tropical storm, let's remember, we are stronger together. Check on your neighbors, especially those who may need a little extra help, or elderly and vulnerable. A kind word or small act can make a big difference. No one should be alone in this. Together,